Hey friends, happy November. It's Amit with Readings, Reiki, and Wellness at Healing is Limitless. I have a really great video today, and we'll be talking about readings. Here is a quote from the author of Divine Living, Anton Saint Martin. We only receive in a psychic reading what is most necessary and beneficial to us at that particular moment in time. Nothing more, nothing less. This quote pretty much sums up the purpose of a psychic reading. Readings are always meant to give you what you currently need, whether that's to provide closure, give insight to a future or past event, test your own beliefs, or to propel you forwards on your path, whatever that means to you. With mediumship, Anton Saint Martin says, mediumship channels guidance from those who have gone before, not only for the sake of those who are here, but also for those yet to come. With mediumship, though the information may be coming from a past loved one specifically, they're here to relay the same kind of messages. Now, anyone who performs or has received a reading should always know the information that is given is always based on where you are now. If I tell you you'll go left, or that's your left, I guess, A, B is C will happen. Cool, right? Now, what if you decide to go right? Everything I said goes out the window. Now, that doesn't mean what the psychic told you was wrong. It just means you decided on a different path, and that's totally okay. A question I get asked a lot, and I'm sure a lot of other psychics get, is what makes you different? What makes you better? The easiest way to put it is our psychic abilities are like muscles. What makes a good psychic is someone who exercises that muscle and puts it to work for them. There is a lot of work involved in what we do. A lot of self-discovery, a lot of meditation, a lot of following our own guidance. What makes someone a good psychic is that they put the work in, plain and simple. Unfortunately, that may be hard to determine because there are some good salespeople out there in their roles, but that's just the business. There are regulations, especially if you do this professionally like myself, but just be wary of who you go to. And that brings me to my next point. What makes us different? We're not really different per se. It's really just the way we convey the message. When you're at a psychic fair with 20 different readers, it can seem overwhelming with all the choice. Who do you go to? Go with your vibes, who you're drawn to. They're the one that's meant to give you the message. Not that the rest of us can't give you accurate and meaningful messages as well, but we work for spirit. They decide not only what the messages are, but who the deliverer is. Now, don't feel discouraged if you go to a fair and aren't drawn to anyone or feel like there's no message for you. That could be that maybe there isn't a reader there that's meant to give you your message. Or you can take comfort in the fact that there is no message because you're on the right path. You need to trust yourself more than you need to trust a psychic at a psychic fair at this particular moment in time. Now, you've heard me throw around both psychics and mediums, but what's the difference? The difference, to me at least, is when I'm doing a psychic reading, I'm pulling the information from what I consider to be source, God, the universe, or in other words, the collective consciousness by way of my spirit guides. It's almost like the collective consciousness is a Rolodex of any and all information, and I'm just pulling from there. When I'm doing a mediumship reading, I'm communicating directly with past loved ones to deliver messages that usually pertain to the relationship that you and this loved one had. Now, this is usually to provide closure and tie up loose ends, if you will, for both yourself and the spirit involved. But all messages are all for the same reason. Now, the way I conduct a reading is very specific to me. I'm sure other readers have similar rituals, but mine are all to get me in the zone. The reason I say that is that I'm not always on. When I'm not working, I can turn it off. Shows like Long Island Medium, which I love, kind of give you an insight into what we do, but it's obviously hammed up for TV. Teresa is a talented medium for sure. However, when she stops people in the street, in a store, going about her day, that's not really a thing. It's invasive, And honestly, it's a lot of energy to constantly be on. I can get absolutely wiped after doing a psychic fair. I've done one where I think I did like 22 readings in 7 hours. Now that might not seem like a lot, but the psychic hangover was so bad, I took like 3 days off because I needed to recover. Now imagine I was on all the time. For me, getting in the zone involves a little bit of meditation, a little bit of prayer, then I'm on and I'm ready to go. My readings usually just have me pulling information and letting it flow unto you. Sometimes it may be hard for you to get a word in edgewise, because once the floodgates are open, the messages just come out. Now, I do ask at the beginning if you have any questions that you'd like answered or what direction you'd like the reading to go in. But like I said before, it's not always about what you want to hear. It's about what you need to hear. And any good reader will tell you that. Typically, in my readings, I'll use tarot and oracle cards. But if I am guided to use any other tools, such as a crystal ball, I will definitely let you know. It doesn't really matter what tool you use. The information is all coming from up there. The tool is just a medium you're comfortable working with, which for me is my cards. Now, during my readings, I tend to focus more on where you are within yourself and the present as opposed to the future. Future, like I said, is subjective and can change on a whim, which is why I prefer to focus on getting you where you want to be based on where you are now. Sometimes during in-person readings, I may ask to hold your hands. For me, I connect a lot through touch, and it's a way for me to dive right into your energy and connect with you that way. I tend to also have Reiki flowing through me when I'm reading, so by touch, you may also get a boost of that as well. During a reading, I tend to check out. I'm not retaining any of the information that's coming out of my mouth because none of it's meant for me. It's meant for you. I'm just a telephone. This is the main reason why I tell my clients to record their readings, because if you come to me and say, hey, remember that reading a month ago? I'm going to look at you like, none of that information was for me, so why would I retain it? I don't even think Spirit would allow me to if I wanted to, because it's not mine, it's yours. Now, the best way to go about having a reading with me is to shoot me a message on Instagram, Facebook, through Tumblr, text me, call me, WhatsApp me, email me. Because of the state that the world is in right now, all readings will be done at a distance. Now, this can be done a video call on Instagram, Facebook, FaceTime, WhatsApp video, a phone call, an audio call on Facebook or WhatsApp. They can be done even over email. I want them to be as accessible to all of you as possible, so please let me know if you have other suggestions for communication as well. Now, I'm currently doing 15 minutes and half-hour readings for video or phone, and the email readings as well. All of my contact info are up on my pages, and I'll post them in the description. Now, readings definitely attribute to your wellness, whether that's, again, to provide closure, guidance, or just comfort. Now, I'm a stickler for homework, so I encourage anyone who has had a reading with me to update me on the changes you're implementing based on the guidance you received, even though I may not remember the guidance. I love to hear about the positive changes people make and the growth in their lives and themselves as a result. I may even check up on you, so I expect that you're doing your homework. Now, well, thank you guys for sitting in with me on this lengthy video and allowing me to continue to be a part of your wellness in whatever way, shape, or form that may be. Is there anything you learned or want to know more of? Let me know. Love and light. Bye, guys.